लिंक पाठवतो तोपर्यंत.
आणि मी ओके पब्लिक पण करतो स्ट्रीम.
हा, स्ट्रीम पब्लिक कर आणि मला लिंक पाठव.
अरे तू यूट्यूबची लिंक टाक ना अरे त्याच्यात पेजची लिंक टाक ना आपल्या.
ठीक आहे, टाकतो तीच. एक सेकंड.
ओके सो आय गेस वी आर लाईव्ह. आय गेस वी शुड बी.
So this is our first ever live, and I'm really excited to be doing this. So let me just click a photo and upload it on Instagram so that a lot of people come by. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to, right? So
So, no, so the basic gist, that basically, we are just watching the UCL draw that is happening on. I think so. It is in Monaco, in France, and we are just going to be
in France.
talking about teams in all and draws and all. Just a basic boring plain stuff. But the main thing, we would like to what you can say do here is take your questions, or maybe take your views on some points like who is going to win Champions League, what is going to happen with Premier League, or even cricket stuff like what do you think about India's performance in these past 2 days, whereas anything basically
Hmm.
anything from start to end, anything we would like to share our views. We would like to hear your views as well. We would like to share our views, everything just like that. We would be happy to talk, just to have someone to talk to you.
Exactly. And yeah, like you said, we are just going to react to the UEFA Champions League draw, which is happening in France, like you said. And we are just very excited to see which is going to be the group of death, and what might be the probable positions of these teams in those particular groups. And eventually, we might also, predict
Mm.
which team might go on to win the UEFA Champions League, which of course we'll do. So yeah, that's what we are here to do. So, and of course, if you want to talk about the India England ongoing test, you can do that too. So
Mm.
it's not just about football, so it's just everything which we are going to talk in this video. You can do
So
that
yeah.
too. So
Mm.
it's not just about football, so
Okay, so the audio problem is okay. Bitrate is giving me some issue. I will let me just check the bitrate of the stream. Okay. Let me know if you guys have some problem.
exactly.
So, Amay, should we talk about the test match till the moment that they are doing the talking and all?
Of course, we can.
Uh,
Yeah, so basically, you know, I'll talk about the first thing which I need to talk about is the Indian team batting. Okay, so right now England is batting on over 350 runs and they've lost only 5 wickets. Two of those wickets they lost after scoring 340 runs. So you can imagine how hard it is for the Indian batsmen to get, the
mm,
Indian bowlers to get those English batsmen out. And on the same track, England bowlers got us out on 78 runs. So it was just a very horrible display of batting, and I shouldn't be using such words for the Indian team because they've given us such moments, but I am forced to because it has to be it. I'm not sure what exactly might have been the problem on the pitch, but the bad play has been happening more than often now. It happened against Australia last year, and it's happened against England again. So we can't just let such things continue, and something has to be happening. And you can't just excuse this team just because they are winning. We have to take care of such blunders because if they keep happening, then that might leave a blot on the team's legacy, which I really doubt which Virat Kohli wants to have. So yeah,
so as you said, we should not probably not talk about them like in a negative way, but yeah, if something like this happens, we get out of 78, and we could not get them
hmm,
even below 200, or at least nearby 200. That seems like we got completely overplayed by the England team. and that's,
Hmm.
I guess, that's the what you can say downfall, or you can say the cons of supporting Indian teams. Where you get this contrast emotions. In the second test match, we were feeling joy, we were feeling very very happy
Hmm. Hmm.
after
Hmm.
after that, and now we got down such low. So when you support this Indian cricket team, you get such what you can say such roller coaster of emotions of roller coaster. They might play well in the one game, they might choke another game. There has been a lot of choking in recent time, but yeah, they have given us like moments like the Sydney Test, the Gabba Test, and now the yesterday the Lords one. This test gave me the what you can say. It reminded me of the 2011. This really gave me PTSD of those of that series.
Exactly. 2011 series was like the worst, especially if we talk about modern Indian cricket team. I think
Mm,
the 2011-12 period was the worst for Indian Test cricket fans. We lost against England 4-0. We lost to Australia 4-0, and then we lost to England at home. So yeah, we did go through dark times,
mm,
and the team later on did give us joy. But we can't just keep on going back to that road. I'm
mm,
not saying that this Team India is going to that dark road,
mm,
but that bad play is happening too often. Even the test match against New Zealand, the World Cup final, the
mm,
Test Championship final, it was a time when the Indian batsmen collapsed. They just toppled under pressure,
mm,
and yeah, like I said, it's not that they got out under 100, but it wasn't a good score.
mm.
So yeah, so this is happening too often now. Virat Kohli needs to do something about it, which he will of course, but it has to be happening in a quick space, in a quick man of time. So we'll see what happens about that.
Okay, so we don't know, when the draw will start. They have brought in Branislav Ivanovic, and Essien, the Chelsea greats. They would probably bring Chelsea greats because Chelsea won the Champions League last year, and I think so.
Champions.
They are giving away the goalkeeper of the year, and I see Mendy on the screen. I don't know has he won or is he nominated, but I see Mendy on the screen.
Mendy was just absolutely amazing last
Mm.
season, and I think he just conceded 3 goals in the entire Champions League.
Yes, yes, yes.
I don't think, yeah, only three
Mm.
goals in the entire Champions League.
And
So
he has the record, of record clean sheets in Premier League as well as champion. I don't know about Premier League, but I think so. He has the record
Champions
number of
League.
clean sheets in the Champions League. Yeah, I think so. They have awarded him. So Mendy is your goalkeeper of the year, UEFA goalkeeper of the year. So keep in mind, these are the awards for European tournaments. So if Messi, does not win
Yeah,
the,
correct.
if Messi does not
Not
win
the
the
Premier League and all.
players, yes.
It's
So,
only about the UEFA Champions League and the UEFA Europa League as well.
mm,
I think so. Yeah, Mendy, like I said, he just let go the ball into the net thrice, and one of those goals were scored by Karim Benzema in the semi-final, which Chelsea,
mm,
drew the game and eventually won it in the second leg. So you could give the benefit to him about that goal by saying that okay, it just happened.
mm,
Uh, you're playing a semi-final game. Goals are very much expected, so you can give it up to him. And 3 goals in the entire season, it's a great record. I don't think anyone else has that record to their name. So yeah,
and
fantastic job, Mendy. And it was also, I think it's his debut Champions League. I'm not sure. I
yes, yes.
haven't seen him in Champions League before that season. So very well done,
I
Mendy.
think it was his debut season. I don't remember. It was a French side. They bought him from a French side. I don't remember whom the
Hmm.
Chelsea brought him from, but it was a French side. It was a mid-table French side, and it was what you can say, not a panic buy. I would not say it was a panic buy. It was an what you can say crisis buy. Because Kepa, we all know he was
Calculated move.
calculated move. We
We
can
could
say,
say it was a calculated move.
and in a quick space of time, because I think so. Only 5 to 6 days were remaining to the transfer window, and they
Hmm.
bought him. To be honest, I was surprised, because that season, they already had brought 5 players in: Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Thiago Silva. They had brought in 3 to 5 players in Ben Chilwell as well. So
Hmm. Hmm.
you can say, with the player, the amount of signings they have done, he just kind of blended in them, because it was what you can say not a major signing, or what you can say the headline signing, like you would say, oh my god, he has Chelsea has signed XYZ player, it was
Exactly.
not in the news.
He wasn't even the superstar. He
um
did not even have that superstar badge on him when he was signed. People just thought they signed him because they want to get rid of Kepa,
mm,
but he has made a name for himself, and he's doing a really wonderful job. Chelsea
they
fans
want to get rid
love
of
Edward
Kepa,
Mendy. He
but
is among their
he has
legends
made
already.
a name for
So
himself.
good job, Chelsea.
So yeah, and I guess they will start with the draw. I guess we are quite bored over here actually.
Exactly.
We
That's
might,
what they do with this draw. They can't just, come and start picking those chits out. They have to do it. So, yeah, we have to wait for them.
and this gives them a perfect platform, to give those individual awards. I remember, they started, I think, so giving those individual awards 2 3 seasons prior. I don't remember, giving them awards in 2013, 14, 15 years. Those
Hmm.
awards, were specifically the FIFA Best Player and your Ballon d'Or individual awards. I'm talking about. Those were on the FIFA Best Player and the Ballon d'Or were the only individual awards that were given. But now UEFA has taken this initiative, and I think so. It's a good initiative. You can say you can, because the football
Motivates
in Europe.
players.
Yes, the football in Europe is different. The football in Africa is different. It is different in Asia. It is different in South America. So it's better, to award individual players as well, from individual continents.
Exactly. And the fact that so many players play and you only award so many players,
Mm.
that is also wrong. So many players play, a lot of players play. So you need to have different categories. And I think FIFA, UEFA, they have thought on to this and they have come up with a nice solution. So
Mm.
they're doing well with these awards, and that will also motivate new players, and that
Mm.
will also bring revenue to and that will also increase the popularity of the sport. So that is what it is. And yeah, I think they're starting with the draw. They
Yes,
just
there I think so. Explaining the whole process. And by the way, do you see the teams that are in the Champions League? Every year the quality of Champions League, it just keeps on, in what you can say, increasing. It is never, you can never say, that this year Champions League might be boring, because you can see there are teams like Ajax, there are teams like Atlanta. These teams are in pot three. There's Benfica as well. So these teams are in
exactly.
pot three. So that means how much competitiveness you are getting in the group stage itself.
Hmm, 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 hmm. Yeah, so they are explaining the, I can't just increase the volume of my phone, because if I do, they might put the copyright. But I don't think our channel is so popular that they might copyright. But I don't want to take the risk.
Yes. यार अभी अभी चालू किया है now only we are starting,
अभी चालू के आते डायरेक्ट धाड़ा करके स्ट्राइक.
like, no, we don't want because we are a sports channel, we might use some images, sports images, which will probably now they are not having, not now they are not causing problem, but might cause a problem in future,
In future, correct?
nah, it's
Because
not like
eventually,
we are creating our own
yeah,
content, we are basically copying content, not copying content, but we are basically talking about
hmm,
something that has happened. So
exactly. And we might, get those 5 million subscribers in coming years. So can't really do this.
let's check the score. I have not checked the score. Let's check it on my laptop.
Exactly. Hmm.
Okay, it is 78 for 5. England lead by 300 runs. This game is gone. This game is totally
This
gone.
game is definitely gone. Maybe a miracle like which happened in 2001 Kolkata. If
Mm,
something like that happens, then, but it's close to impossible, especially when you're playing against England, that too in England. So this game is gone. I think
mm,
Virat needs to score those dead runs and
mm,
concentrate on the game that is to be played next.
mm,
Of course, the series is not gone yet.
mm,
India can still win the series, and they are still in the race for the World Test Championship 2023 finale.
mm.
So yeah, we'll take positives out of this, take lessons out of it, and we can move on like we did in Australia.
This is not the end of the world. Everyone, is talking about Indian team getting battered, but this is not the end of the world. We will have our chances. we will definitely bounce back from it. But this game is probably, you can say is gone, or probably, rain can help us, like they helped England with the first
Hmm.
test match. They can help us now.
It did, yes, correct.
They can help us. So yeah, I guess they have explained all the everything in the group stage, the draw process, how the draw process is done. Do you think, I wanted to ask you this question after seeing the lead of England. Do you think Joe Root
Mhm.
might declare today itself and send us to bat? Because they have 300 runs lead. India is not going to score 500, 550 runs. To
Yeah, now as in, see, Joe Root and his team are batting well, so I think Joe Root will declare just before the day is
just
about to end. He will let the Indian batsmen play about 10 to 15 overs, and then he'll ask us to continue from day three, which is tomorrow. So 15 overs is the maximum amount of overs which Team India will bat today. This is what I predict, and I think this prediction will become right.
Do you think the match will get over tomorrow, or is it going to day four? It's not going to day five. If rain comes, then it might go
Yeah,
to day
it's
five.
not going on day five, that's for sure. But I can't really say if it might get over by tomorrow. Maybe time will tell. The first session of the the game will tell. If India loses more than 2 wickets or 2 wickets in the first session, then you can say yes, the game might be over by tomorrow. But if less than 2 wickets, or if they don't lose a wicket at all in the first session,
Hmm.
then you can say that the players are trying to hang in there, and we might see the game going on to day number four. But yeah, like you said, it might not go on to day number five. If it does, then I'll say Team India has won, irrespective of one for me at least,
Hmm.
irrespective of what happens on the field. If the game goes on to day five, it would mean that Team India has done a tremendous effort, and it has to be applauded. So yeah, I think they're doing the draw right now.
Hmm.
He's taking out
Yes.
the chit
Let's
from
see
the
who's the
ball.
first team. Who's the first team out of the pot for this season. And
Okay,
thank you for
so
liking, guys. I see 2 likes over
it's
here. Thank you for
it's
liking.
Atletico Madrid, so the champions of La Liga, the champions of Spain, uh, other other team that are selected, and they're going to Group B.
Okay.
So
Okay, so I am a
Atletico
little bit
Madrid
behind. I guess I am a
in
little bit behind. I saw
Group
Manchester
B.
City in Group A. Guys, if you are watching, just let us know if you see any problems. If there's a lag or
Mhm.
if there's an audio problem. Oh, thank you for liking,
So
guys.
we
I don't
have
see who has liked or not, but I see 3 likes. Please, guys, use
so,
the chat feature. Talk with us. Have a
so
conversation
we
with
have
us.
a team from Portugal now. They're
It might be Lisbon.
sporting club,
Yes.
and yeah, let us also tell you that the Primera division from Portugal is among the top five leagues in Europe. The French league used to be among the top five leagues, but they are now on the sixth number, and the fifth league in top five European leagues
Mm,
is now the
mm,
is now the league from Portugal. So this Portuguese teams are the teams to be,
mm.
which I am excited to watch, and yeah,
Yeah.
they are
So a lot of people
in the
were
UCL as well.
what you can say
Okay, so we
commenting.
have Bayern Munich,
Okay,
and
so
yeah, we can see Olivier Kahn here, and yeah,
am I just let me explain. How the top five ranking UEFA ranking system works. So a lot of people
mhm,
were saying, okay, how is French league, Liga out of top five, out of six, top six, out of the top five leagues. They have Messi, they have
mhm,
Mbappe, Neymar, they have Mbappe. They have players like this. How are they out of the top five? Of the European. But I would like to say that the coefficient, the coefficient that they take is it depends on the team. If what you can say, it depends on how teams have done in the European competition, like in the UEFA Champions League or in the Europa League. How the teams have done it. A lot of people were saying how is La Liga second, Serie A should be second, Serie A should be second, or some other league should be second. But I would like to say, Real Madrid have won 13 European titles. Barcelona have won 5 European titles. Sevilla has won four to five Europa League titles. All these
Europa
teams,
leagues.
when you do better in the European quarter tournament, that is the Champions League and the Europa League,
Hmm.
your team gets that points, UEFA coefficient points, and they add up the points and they do it. So the what you can say, the Portuguese team have been much better in the Europa Champions League and the Europa League. We all know Porto won in 2004. So that is how
Hmm.
they calculate the UEFA coefficient, and it's not about the players, it's about the team. How they are, what they have
Correct,
done,
exactly.
and
It's
that is
not
the
just about the players, it's not about popularity, it's
mm,
not about money, it's not about the number of Instagram followers you have.
mm,
It is about the performances in the top European competition, like you said.
mm,
So that is what helps the uh, Premier League from
mm,
Portugal
mm,
to jump a few points above the league from France. And for France to be among the top five leagues again, they have a chance, of course, if PSG wins the Champions League and
mm,
some other team does well in, say, in Europa League or the newly formed Europa Confederations League or something like that. If their teams do well in that,
mm,
then we might have the French league coming up on top five leagues again. So it's not the end of the road for the French league, but it sure is a challenge now, which they will overcome, I am sure, because PSG have all the resources. And since PSG plays for the
mm,
French league, so the French
mm,
league has all the resources.
mm,
They have the money now, and they have the popularity too,
mm.
because all the fans, all the
Messi
even
fans.
the people from Europe and even from
Mm,
Asia, they want to watch players like Leo
mm,
Messi, Mbappe, Ramos on their TV
mm,
screens. So popularity wise, the League One is there, up there, but rating wise, we have Premier Division
mm,
at number five. So congratulations for the Portuguese league. I think they deserved it.
mm,
They were like that underrated league which a lot of people do not like to watch,
mm,
but this will help them gain some popularity at
mm.
least.
So we have had the defenders, the defender of the year, and that has been awarded to Ruben Diaz. Congratulations to him. Last year, Man City, they bought Nathan Ake for 45 million, something like that, and Pep decided that he's not good enough to be playing in the City kit, and they bought Ruben Diaz. I think so. It was from Benfica, I guess. They bought him. So another Premier League. What you can shout out to Premier League. They bought him for 63 million, and at first, at the first 8 or 9 games, he was not working. I guess he was paired up with Laporte, and that partnership was not working properly as the Pep would have liked it. They were considering a lot of goals. So they considered five against Leicester. I remember that
Mhm.
5-2 loss to Leicester at their home city, at their home ground. But after John Stones, where Pep decided to, after I think 9 or 10 games, Pep decided to pair him with John Stones, and that really what you can say helped for him. And now they like to call him, I guess. I don't know what they call him. They have given him the nickname. They call John Stones as Barnsley Beckenbauer. I don't know what
Hmm.
they have given the as a nickname, but yeah, he has been instrumental, for City to win the Premier League as well as to go to the final of the
Mhm.
Champions League, and hopefully he does well. Yeah.
That in them to go on to win the Champions League. They are the ones who are going to challenge PSG. They defeated them last season
Mm,
in the semi-finals, and PSG would be keen to face them this time in any of the knockouts.
mm,
Maybe final this time we might have the oil merchants playing the
mm,
final. PSG versus Manchester City, and we might have the trophy going either ways.
mm,
But PSG would be, keen to get their hands on that trophy because they've got a lot of players and they have no excuses now.
mm.
Pochettino has simply zero excuses. He's got the best chance to win the trophy for PSG. So,
You mentioned that Pep has to win, City has to win the Champions League. PSG also has
hmm,
to win the Champions League, but Pep's main goal has been, within the last 2-3 years, has to be to win the Champions League. I think so. We should talk about it later. They are going to remove Porto, so we will get to know what the group is forming. So I'll come
so
to
we have
Pep once
Dortmund
after
here.
that.
So Dortmund has been drawn from the chit. So yeah, let's see what they're doing. They're juggling those balls, and we have this guy.
I think so. The bald guy is plan is that Ivanovic, that guy that I told you about,
Hmm.
Chelsea centre back. He used to pair up with the John Terry if anyone wants to, just to get that info out.
So Group C. So Dortmund go to Group number C. So we have Sporting Portugal, Sporting Club of Portugal, and Dortmund. Uh,
Uh, so
yeah, a fine matchup, I'd say, because both the teams are promising. Of course, Dortmund would have
mm,
the upper hand, but the team from Portugal, the Sporting Portugal club, is also okay. So we have Real Madrid as well. So Real Madrid have been drawn, and we'll see what group they go to.
you mentioned about Sporting and Dortmund. I think so. Dortmund should probably win that group. No
Group.
excuses unless and until they get someone like Ajax or other team, Atlanta. They should probably
But
win
of
that group.
course, Dortmund are a team that have more resources. They have more experience, and they've got that mentality. They've got in themselves. They were the finalists
Mm,
just a few years ago,
mm.
back in 2013. So yes, no excuses for Dortmund to not top the group or not make it to the round of 32, 16, whatever it
Okay.
is.
Okay. So which group were
So
Real Madrid drawn into?
it's
Because I am a little bit
Group
behind.
D.
Okay.
It's a Group D. Real Madrid have been drawn to Group D. We'll see what teams they have it in there. Okay, so we have Inter Milan and Real Madrid. So if you guys remember,
Last
these
season.
two teams played
Last season.
against each other last season as well, and it was Real Madrid who had the upper hand. So yeah, Inter Milan. Internazionale, they are going to be keen. They might want to, take that revenge and win the game against Real Madrid. So
Inter Milan has been into the what you can say the Champions League for past 2 seasons, and they have I think last season they were in the same group against Barcelona, Tottenham, and Inter Milan, and they failed. They finished third in that group, and last year they finished last. And I think so. They it would be interesting to see where their focus will be on the Champions League or on the Serie A because they have lost Lukaku, they have lost Conte. So let's see what their focus will be.
exactly. So
Okay, so
now we have
Liverpool. Okay, so I see
Liverpool
Liverpool.
has been drawn, and Liverpool are going to Group B. Uh, we'll have to wait and see what team they are about to face, and it's Atletico Madrid. So we
Oh,
have a good game here, and I'm sure
this
that
was.
game is going to earn a
Uh,
lot of TRP. So Liverpool versus Bayern, or rather
so
Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid, a game to watch. So please do not
Do
miss
you
the
remember the
games.
2021 before coronavirus? Liverpool and Atletico Madrid faced each other.
Correct.
Liverpool were 2-1
Atletico
up,
Madrid
and Atletico
simply
Madrid
ripped apart Liverpool game, and I remember Alvaro Morata had scored that goal. I
and
still remember,
Marcos Llorente scoring a brace,
yes, correct. Lorente.
and
I had
Adrian
watched
Fart
the
moment.
game, entire 90 minutes game repeat 3 days later on the UEFA app. They had uploaded that game specially on that. So it was a fun game to watch, and we'll have that matchup again. And this time, I'm sure Liverpool are going to aim for the victory over Atletico Madrid.
Okay,
I'm
so
sure they
PSG
can
is
do
out.
that.
PSG is out.
So,
PSG is out. PSG is out. Let's see who will they face. This is the most anticipating. Who
okay,
PSG is
so
going to face.
Juventus are on the card now, right now. So we'll have to see what
Okay, PSG
group
and Man City,
Juventus
man.
goes.
PSG and Man City, last year semi-finalist in the same group. Your thoughts?
Hmm. I mean, oil merchants are to face each other again.
PSG would be
This is
acting
big.
to
This is
and
big, and this is going to break the internet. I'm saying,
yes, yes,
everyone
yes.
is going to get crazy. Everyone wanted to watch PSG versus City, and there you go. We have PSG versus City here. So yeah, Juventus are going to Group H. So Juventus will face Chelsea, another good matchup, of course. And since we are talking about Juventus, we'll talk
Hmm.
about Cristiano Ronaldo. Sources are telling that Ronaldo is not happy at Juventus. He wants to leave the team. He wants to go to City, but none of these big teams are interested in Ronaldo.
Hmm.
Maybe because he's 36, going on to 37, and his requirements are huge. The amount of money which he would be asking uh, would be massive, and I don't think any club would want to spend a lot of money on someone who's 36 years old, even though he is Cristiano Ronaldo. Of course, I'm not just saying that Ronaldo is finished or anything, but he doesn't have a lot of years in
Hmm.
himself. maybe 2 or 3 more seasons. But I don't think anyone would want to spend a lot of money on someone who is 36 years old. So sad, it's sad that Ronaldo has to go through it, but it tells a lot about life.
Mm.
When you are at your best, everyone likes you, but the moment you're finished, they don't even remember what you did in past. It's all about what you do right now. So it teaches a life lesson too. This is what we love football for, and they are showing. So we have Sevilla here on
Mm.
the draw card, and we'll see what group Sevilla goes on to right now. So
Okay, I will just
that
refresh the
so
stream.
they're going on group G.
I'm having some technical difficulties over here, so I will just refresh this.
Okay, so we have Manchester United.
Okay, so now the problem is gone. So I saw over there FC Barcelona and Bayern Munich, that 8-2 match. We are getting a lot of repeats, in this latest. You can say we got
let
Atletico
let
Liverpool.
me
We got
let me talk about like a conspiracy theory छेड़ने दो मुझे.
mm,
Do you think the UEFA draw is scripted?
well,
Do you think they do this for
a lot of people say,
they do
it's
this for
scripted.
TRP?
A lot of people say it's scripted and all. A lot of people say that the ball is hot, the ball is warm. It's some like this, So it might be because you can see we got Liverpool Atletico Madrid, which was a recent game. We got PSG Man City, which was last year semi final. We got FC Bayern and Barcelona, that 8-2 games. We are getting a lot of this what you can say games, and those who don't
It's
have
not just
received.
about the repeat. It's also that the fans want to see those games, and
Mm,
they happen. Like it happened last year. Everyone wanted to see Ronaldo and Messi together. So we had Juventus versus FC Barcelona. Of
mm.
course, then later we got to know that Ronaldo was suffering from the COVID
We got
virus,
only one match.
and only one match. But it is what it is.
Mm.
That one match got a lot more TRP than. So maybe Ronaldo's virus was also scripted. We do not know. So yeah, that was it from
So
the jokes
just
part.
let me open up a Google and let us talk about the draw that is the at least we can talk about the matches that we have currently. Until then, they are giving away the main the
Hmm.
midfield of the year. Kante has won the midfield of the year. Can you talk about that?
Kante is such a nice guy that even if he doesn't do anything, I would personally still go and give him the award because just because he's
Mm.
N'Golo Kante. But
Mm.
it's like that. But to talk about N'Golo Kante on the field, I think he is among those players who is like the traditional central defensive midfielders. He does that classic job very well. Off the ball, he's got great positioning, and he's very good
Mm.
as someone who does the defensive job too. Tackles the ball
Mm.
nicely, does that slide tackle very accurately, doesn't really get a lot of cards. I don't remember watching N'Golo Kante get a red
Mm.
card. I don't think he's ever gotten a red card. So he takes those calculated
Mm.
risks, and he is someone who controls the tempo of the game. I've seen him do that. And
Mm.
when he is on song, you can definitely say that Chelsea are going to do well. So N'Golo Kante winning the best
Mm.
midfielder award, it was unsurprising,
Mm.
fully deserved, I'd say. He was the best midfielder last season. We saw that in the semi-final, especially in the second
Mm.
semi-final, when he was the man who was responsible for Chelsea's
Mm.
second goal, even though he was
Mm.
not the one who scored it, but it was his run which made the goal possible, and that goal literally drew the game away from Real Madrid
Mm.
and booked Chelsea's spot into the UEFA Champions League final. Eventually, they went on to be.
Talk about N'Golo Kante in short over here. He was struggling against he was struggling when he was playing that lone center CDM CDM role in Lampard system. But now in under Tuchel system, he has full backs to cover. He has three centre backs behind him. He has Jorginho or Kovacic, alongside him in the midfield. So now he has that free license, and he's what you can say a typical box to box midfielder. I would like to say. He has the stamina to run all over the pitch, and now he has that what is protection, so that he can leave the space because when you play a CDS as a CDM, you don't have that freedom of movement. You have to take those calculated risks, and you have to judge what your opponent is going to do, and you have to react according to it. If you move out of your space, then your centre backs get exposed. Your full backs, if they're pushing, then they get exposed. So
Hmm.
this kind of thing is not a what you can say a strength of Angola Conte, but his strength is he's a complete box to box. As I said, he's a box to box midfielder. He has the stamina to roam anywhere in the pitch, to to get into the free spaces in the attacking areas. So that has under Tuchel system, that has been what you can say one of the main thing that I liked about the Tuchel, that he has identified each and every strength of each and every player and has created a system according to it, and that's the best thing I liked about it. So just a quick, I want to say, I was saying ki, we are going to see a lot of latest matchup. We have Group F, Villarreal and Man United, which was a final of Europa League last year, and Villarreal won it. We all know in penalties. So just wanted to get that out quickly.
So yeah, so it's a unfortunate update, and it's that the battery on my phone's at 2%, so I might not be able to watch the Champions League draw, and I'll be relying on you to tell me what's happening, and eventually our audience too. So yeah, like to talk
You
about
can
football.
open your you can go to लॅपटॉप मध्ये बघू शकतो. Go, just go to the website, go to just type UEFA Champions League draw, and you will go to the website and you can see the live stream of the draw over there.
Okay, so I'll have to do something like that. Champions League.
Just a quick update. England are 396 for 7. They lead by 318, and as you said, we might get an all out. No need for declaration. We might get an all out.
Okay, so where do I watch this draw? Live
Uh,
streaming
just go
on.
to their UEFA Champions League. UEFA Champions League, UEFA.com, Champions League, and the draws. You will see it live down there.
Okay.
Because I have that small window pop up, on the bottom, that I can see it. Just mute that video so that we don't get the copyright of that.
Okay, so I can also see Women's Champions League updates
Mm.
up here, and we have Arsenal playing Slavia Praha and Real Madrid playing Manchester City. So at the beginning, I was like, how come Arsenal playing the Champions League and how come Madrid playing uh, against Chelsea? But it was that. So
So I will just go. I'm not able to follow this on the video. I will just go to the highlights. So Group P has got interesting, Bayern, Barcelona, and Benfica. Benfica are a good team, don't write them out. They can probably cause an upset one or two. They can probably upset
of
Barcelona.
course,
So don't write them out.
they
It's a
can.
great team.
Saying that they might upset Barcelona is a big thing.
Mm,
But yeah, it's Champions League football. Anything can happen. And okay, so
mm,
uh, thanks to you, I can watch the UEFA Champions League draw. It's on my screen right now.
mm.
Okay, so we have the man opening the ball, and not sure what team they have picked, but the team is going to group number H. So let's see what team it
Okay,
is.
it was Chinese and Petersburg, the Russian team.
Okay,
I think
so
Zenit
the
team.
Russian team Zenit, they have to cross a big ocean. They have to face Juventus
Yep, they would have to go all the
and
way
Chelsea.
to towards the west.
RB Leipzig. Leipzig is one of those promising teams from Germany. I'd love to have them win the league. Of course, they have to, crack a tough nut called Bayern Munich. But if Leipzig can, win the league in Germany, I think that would be a huge W for Bundesliga. They'll have more than two teams competing uh, for the league, and
You,
it's going to be a big thing. They are a great potential. We saw them playing the
mm.
Champions League semi-final just a couple of seasons ago. So
So, funny that you mentioned, Leipzig winning Bundesliga.
hmm,
They Bayern Munich just came in and raided them last season. They bought Julian Nagelsmann. They paid 25 million to Leipzig just to get their manager. Just to get their manager. I think he was one of the most what you can say expensive managers to get that, considering they have to play, Bayern have to play 25 minutes, 25 million for him. So yeah, as you said, I don't think Leipzig can probably win the league. They will sure challenge it because again they lost Ibrahima Konate, they lost that Upamecano, they lost Julian Nagelsmann. Upamecano and Konate, they were their centre back, particularly the main centre backs of RB Leipzig, and they lost both of them, and they lost their coach Nagelsmann. A problem for them.
Mhm.
So
I'd love to share the screen, but I'm really afraid of the copyright strike, which is
so funny that so
different. So,
Leipzig, they are in the group A, Paris and City. That is again another tasty group. Last year Leipzig was in the same group with Paris, but and they had one team from Manchester, but it was Manchester United. So last year it was I think from
mhm.
Manchester United, Paris and Leipzig. Man U were on the
So,
top, Paris was second, and Leipzig were third, I guess. And Man U bottled it, and they finished in third, and they were to play the Europa League.
and they went on to the final, eventually to lose against Villarreal. We have Villarreal playing the Champions League. To talk about Villarreal, they had to. Okay, so we have Salzburg here, the Austrian team, uh,
Another RB
and
team, another Red Bull team.
another Red Bull team, correct. So WW for the Red Bull company. They have two
Uh,
teams which they are sponsoring
and
right now.
they what you can say, when Red Bull came into the Bundesliga, the German market, a lot of people were furious because we all know they have that 51 plus
50 plus 1.
50 plus 1 rule. You cannot
Hmm.
fully own a club in Bundesliga, but they came in and they what you can say, walls to that, means they don't follow that rule, and everybody hates them. And they had to change, this Salzburg team is called as Red Bull Salzburg, or the team that they have in New York, that is called Red Bull New York. But the Leipzig team is known as RB Leipzig team, or Lazen Ball something Leipzig team. So they have to change the name as well of Red Bull team.
But I like one thing about the German league and the German people is like is that they like to stick to their roots. They like to follow their tradition, which they've been following since a lot of years.
Mm,
But on the other hand, I also think that these investments will do more good to the league
mm,
than bad, because we know the Bundes Liga league hasn't been a lot interesting for people, because they know Bayern Munich is eventually going to win. So maybe if we have things like this happening, we might have a few teams that might challenge FC Bayern Munich, and that might increase the competitiveness and the popularity of the German league. So two sides of the coin, and I I wouldn't really argue, because both the sides
mm.
are correct.
Yes, they don't want to to put money to ruin their game. Even if Bayern Munich wins it every year, they know that we have something to do with the team. So yeah, never they don't mind it. Even if their league is getting a little bit, what you can say, one-sided, they don't mind it. They come every year to support their teams, and in the hope that their team might probably win it this time. Surely they will. Some other team will probably break Bayern Munich's dominance in Bundesliga one time, but they don't mind that. They come every year in hope, and they are the only thing that is standing. What you can say, properly standing between the Super League and the normal domestic league structure.
Of course. And okay, so Erling Haaland was nominated as the best forward of the year. Again, Erling Haaland is a great potential. Of course, he's been doing well since last 2 or 3 seasons. I saw him for the first time when he played for the
Amay, just one
Austrian
second,
team.
Kunal. But hi, hi. Thank you for putting a message in the live chat.
Okay, so this guy was one of my classmates in school.
Okay.
Hi Kunal. Of course, so to talk about Erling Haaland, one of my favorite players. The first time I saw Erling Haaland scoring goals, I was like, "Who's this guy?" Just bursting into the scenes. But a few seasons later, he's among those players which people say that he might replace the Ronaldo, Messi, competition, and he
Mbappe and
might go
Haaland
on
might replace.
competing against Mbappe. So we might have, new battle in the new decade. So Erling Haaland and Mbappe. Of course, it is very hard because they
mm,
have to do what they're doing right now for
mm,
15 consecutive seasons, which is very difficult. And that's what the game is all about. Consistency is the key,
mm.
and I'm sure with the resources they have, the kind of support that they got, the kind of performances they have till now, and the talent and hard work that they do, they might be able to replicate that. But like I said, it is very difficult.
One quick fact about Erling Haaland: he was the first one to reach to fastest. He was the fastest to win to reach the 10 goals, fastest in the terms of the number of matches played. He broke Ronaldo's record, I
Hmm.
guess. So they show, and he was playing for Salzburg at that time. He was not at Dortmund. He was playing for Salzburg, and imagine a team like Salzburg, he's coming in and he's scoring those goals in the Champions League. Not in the Austrian Bundesliga, in the Champions League. This shows the quality of him,
Okay.
and it shows that irrespective of a team, he can play in any team and score those goals at the big stage as
You
well.
know what makes Haaland special is two things. It goes same for Lukaku as well.
Mm,
It's his size and his pace. It's his size which helps him battle 1-on-one, or when the defender is
mm,
running behind you and you have the ball. So those times are crucial. It is when you have to keep calm, you have to keep your nerves. So that is when Erling Haaland might get an advantage because of his size and pace. Of course,
pace.
pace always helps. We have players like Mbappe. We had Young from Manchester United, Smalling from Manchester
Mm,
United. These guys used to run fast. They used to make those runs, and that really
and
helped their teams. So Haaland, you can do that, and
and
yeah, he's one of the
for
experts.
his size, for his size and the stature of his body, that
And
speed
he's
is
only
unreal.
21 years
That
old.
is unreal. Unreal speed for his so someone of his size.
Size.
And
Correct. Same thing for Lukaku as well,
mm,
because the first time I saw Lukaku, he was a
mm,
huge man.
mm,
I did not really think that he might, run fast, but when I saw him making a run, it was for the Belgian team, and I was really surprised. Like, how come a guy so huge can run so fast and, have that control on the ball as
mm,
well? Because, uh, you know, Lukaku is a different breed for the Belgium team. So yeah, that is what Erling Haaland
mm,
has to work on. He's got like of course Erling Haaland
mm,
said it a million times that he watches players like Robert Lewandowski on TV.
mm,
He likes to analyze and study those players, and he tries to copy what they do on the pitch. And he's been successful till now, and I'm sure he is going to be successful ahead too in his
mm.
career.
So yeah, these are the final part of the draw, and we will get to know the group stage in full. So then, as of now, I'm excited for group. To be honest, I'm excited for all the groups. I'm excited for
So
A,
we have Besiktas
B,
here, of course, the best team from Turkey,
Besiktas.
and their fans are even better than the team. Of course, any player who is out of contract, their fans have to spam, "Come to Besiktas, come to Besiktas." Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo is finding a new club, and I'm sure Besiktas fans are very keen to have him in their team. They are already trending. Besiktas, come Ronaldo to Besiktas, come to Besiktas
Mm.
Ronaldo. So yeah, Besiktas are in the Champions League draw, and I'm really excited to see them.
Uh, you know,
Even Pepe played for Besiktas,
yes.
so we have someone finally going to Besiktas, a big name.
So Group G looks kind of odd. If you look there, Group C, Lille, Sevilla, and Salzburg, kind of looks like a Europa League sort of a Europa League sort of a you can say group. Unexpected, totally unexpected. To have those team in a
So
singular group
Group
in.
C looks the most among the most predictable groups to me. Uh, like you said, no
Mm,
excuses for Dortmund this
mm.
time. They have to top the group, which they eventually will. I am really sure about that.
And
So AC
Ajax as well.
Milan. Okay, so
Okay, so your
a
second
lot
favorite
of
team,
you
AC
might,
Milan. Your second
yeah,
favorite team.
correct. A lot of you might not know that AC Milan is my second favorite team. It's mainly because of the history that they have. Seven Champions League, and I'm really glad to have them back in the league. It is where they belong.
They are in the
Thanks to
Champions League after
Zlatan.
7 years.
Correct. And I'm really
Okay, so
hopeful that they go through, but
and and
Yeah, they are
and
on Group
and you
B.
know
We'll have to.
and we have what you can say, we have a group of death, first group of death: Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, FC Porto, and Milan.
So things might be difficult for AC Milan ahead,
Mm,
but if at all they, uh, win this group, or even come
mm,
second, I would say that they have punched about their weight. That is what they would be aiming for. The group of 16. If they do that, I would think that
mm,
the Champions League campaign for AC Milan was successful. So it is what it
mm,
is. But
mm,
AC Milan has a difficult road ahead.
mm.
But I'll be glad. I'll be watching their matches closely.
Okay, and they have Wolfsburg up now. I'm excited to see Wolfsburg. They are, the last team that won the Bundesliga before Bayern Munich was Wolfsburg in 2012, 2011, 2012. I don't remember the players. I think so that they had Mandzukic, I guess, in that squad, who won them the Bundesliga in 2012. So I'm excited to see, and that they are in the, what you can say, an even group. They are in Group G. They have Lille, Sevilla, Salzburg, Wolfsburg. They can definitely
Hmm.
finish second. They can definitely, they have the quality to defeat Lille and Salzburg. Probably Sevilla might give them a tough knocking, but Lille and Salzburg they can easily overcome, and I'm excited to see them.
Of course, and you might remember the game from 2015-16 season when
Yep, 5-1.
Wolfsburg, they upsetted a team like Real Madrid.
2-0. Yes,
It
I
was a
remember.
huge thing. Yes, of course, it was a huge thing
Mm,
for that to happen. Of course, in the second leg, we all know
mm,
Cristiano Ronaldo. He stepped up. He scored those three
mm,
goals, uh, and that happened. But if we just talk about the first leg of the,
mm.
of the clash, we'd say that they have a huge name for themselves. So Club Brugge will face Manchester City and PSG in their group. So hard part for them to do. Uh,
So no, we are just waiting for all the teams to come out so that we can talk in detail about
so
the
that we
team,
can
and we
finally
can,
talk about correct.
yep, and we can end the stream as well.
Hmm.
So just two or
We'll
three
also
teams
talk
remaining.
correct. We'll also make some predictions about what might be the top two teams that might qualify. Of course, we'll do
Okay.
that.
Also, Haaland has great attacking instinct as well. People say he scores tapping, but if you watch the entire play, you can see this key. How he does. Yeah, I agree with you, Kunal. But the one thing that I like about him is he likes to drop in. He likes to help his defenders. He likes to help his midfielders. To and what you can sting one or two passes, and he likes to do 1-2 with. He has in Dortmund, he has Jude Bellingham, he has Zana, he has Marquez, so he can drop in, he can do those 1 and 2 with those players, and he gets good service as well. As you said, he doesn't score tap ins, he scores one. He likes to make those runs as well. He likes to make those runs between the defenders. And as I said, the one thing that I like about him is he's dropping in, he's helping those attackers, he's helping his midfielders, and then making a run that requires a lot of physical energy to do that of the whole 90 minutes, and that is one of the best things that separates Haaland from other attackers. I think so. The draw is done now. Just one team is remaining. That is Sheriff. So this is the
Correct.
first time I'm hearing a team known as Sheriff. I don't know where are they from. I don't know which league they play. First time I will be I might see them in highlights and all. I wouldn't watch them 90 minutes.
So we have three teams in Group D, which were in the same group last time, which
Hmm.
is Madrid, Inter Milan, and Zenit. We all know how FC Zenit
Hmm.
upsetted Real
Hmm.
Madrid twice. Uh, it
Not accident.
was
Shakhtar Donetsk twice last year.
Yeah, sorry, Shakhtar Donetsk. Of course, I messed up with the names. And Madrid would be eager to settle scores.
Hmm.
Of course, Real Madrid went on to play the semi-final, but those were the testing times for Zinedine Zidane and company.
Hmm.
They had to, make it big against, I think, Wolfsburg.
Hmm.
Sorry, Mönchengladbach. They had to win that game, and in order to qualify, which they did eventually. But the times were testing, so yeah.
Um, so the draw is done. We have Man City, PSG, Leipzig, and Club Brugge. Definitely, I'm going with City and Paris. Leipzig, as I said, they don't have Julian Nagelsmann. They don't have their main centre back partnership, Ibrahim Konate, and
Hmm.
the Upamecano. They do have players like Christopher Nkunku, Emil Forsberg. Then they have Mark Sabitzer, Yusuf Paulsen. They might, cause an upset, but again, it's a tough group, Man City and PSG. It's a tough group, to qualify for round of 16.
Okay, so let me ask you one opinion of yours. What do you think is the group of death? I think it is the group B because we have
Yep.
Atletico, Liverpool, Porto, and AC Milan. And the three teams which might, make through this group would be Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, AC Milan in no particular order. Of course, AC Milan would be the third team, but won't be able to choose between Atletico and Liverpool. A lot would depend on how these two teams play against each other.
Mm,
And if we have uh, draws in these two games, then a lot might depend on how
mm,
these two teams play against Porto and Milan.
mm.
So might not be able to say which team might top the group, but Atletico, Liverpool, and Milan are my choice from Group B.
So we'll move on to group C. They have Sporting Lisbon, and let me just check their manager. I heard something about their manager as well. So let me just check. So okay, I don't know who this guy. So okay, so we'll just talk about Dortmund, Lisbon, and Ajax. Lisbon are here. Last year they won their Premier Division, the Portuguese league, and they qualified for the Champions League. So they are a good team. Dortmund and Ajax are favorite for me. At least to qualify to the round of 16. Sporting can cause upset, but look out for those these three teams. So Amar, would you like to do the Group D with which has Real Madrid in it?
Yes, of course. I think the road for Real Madrid is slightly easier than what it was in the last Champions League draw. Things happening with Inter Milan are not very pleasant. We also heard that the club is they're trying to wind up the club, but of course something like that is not happening now. But they've sold all their star
Mm,
players, and they've just brought a few average bunch of players in them, so they don't look a lot of they don't look a promising team to
mm.
me, at least on paper. Might things might be different when they actually play on the pitch, but it should be easy for Real Madrid to go through. And looking at the other two teams, I think Inter Milan might make it to the round of
Mm.
16. So Madrid, Inter Milan, and the bottom two teams would be Shakhtar and Sheriff at the fourth place.
So before going into the Group E, I would just like to say that Thomas Tuchel has won the UEFA Coach of the Year award, Men's Coach of the Year award, and I guess he's deserving. He came in the month of December, I guess, after Chelsea lost 3-1 to. I don't remember if he came before that game or after that game, but he came around that time. And I never thought that Chelsea would win the Champions League. But he came. He defeated Atletico Madrid 1-0 and 2-0. And the way that he defeated, that his team played,
Mhm.
I got what you can say. Chelsea fans would have probably believed that they might do something this year, and Thomas Tuchel did it. We all know he won the Champions League. Now I think so. Chelsea are favorite to win the Premier League. At least for me, they are my favorite to win the Premier League. Let's see what happens. So now, and then I will just talk about the Group E. Bayern, Barcelona. Or do you like to, or Amma, do you want to do Group E? I will do the Group F1. Then.
Okay, so we have Barcelona and Bayern Munich playing against each other.
Mm,
Bayern Munich have momentum on their side, and they have a good side too.
mm,
And Barcelona, on the other hand, they have lost Lionel Messi, so things might be difficult for them. But I'm sure they remember the 8-2 score really well, and they're looking forward to settle scores against them. Of course, they might not be able to score 8 goals or like that, but they would want to win both the ties, and would want to show the world that yes, we are FC Barcelona, we do not give up, and we remember things that happened to us, and we settle scores very well. So this is what Barcelona might be thinking. But to look at their squad, we have got a bunch of oldies in the team,
mm,
a bunch of deadwoods, players like PK and all. There, of course, on paper, PK is a really good player, but he's not PK from
mm,
2015-16. He's really old, so we have to take those things into consideration. and apart from that, we also do not we also know that Barcelona do not have the
mm,
momentum on their side because they lost the best player in the world, that is Leo Messi.
mm.
But and they are heavily dependent on their strikers. If Barcelona does not score more than 3 goals, then Barcelona might not beat Bayern Munich. This is my prediction.
So I'll move on to the Group F. Group F looks like Villarreal, Man United, and Atlanta with young boys from Switzerland. Young boys are out of the picture, I guess. They are not going to compete for the top two. Villarreal and Atlanta. I am 100 not 100% sure, but 80% sure. That Man United would qualify from this group. They have to just look after Atlanta and Villarreal, which I think they have that quality in their strength. They have signed Rafael Varane as well. One of
Sancho.
the good good quality center back. They have Jadon Sancho as well. A lot of fans think he's going to play as a winger, but he's not a winger. He's like to cut
Hmm.
inside. He's the one who plays on the left side and likes to cut inside, or even at the right side. And likes to cut inside. He's not going to, what you can say, hold the flank. He needs support. If you are playing him, he needs support. He needs his fullback to push forward. Otherwise, he's just going to get outnumbered. So yeah, I just wanted to get that point off my chest. And I
Of
think
course. And I'll talk about one thing about Group F, that
mm,
it's a decent group.
mm,
Atlanta is a really promising team.
mm,
A few years ago, we wouldn't have imagined Atlanta playing the UEFA Champions League,
mm,
but that is what football is all about. It is about unpredictability. So we have them competing. Of course, I'm sure they'll be aiming for the round of 16 spot, which I'm sure they will crack the tough nut. And VRL on the other hand, they it a lot depends on how Villarreal plays against Atlanta and Manchester United, but they have really slim chances. It has to be Atlanta and Manchester United from Group F to qualify to the round of 16, in my
yeah.
opinion.
Don't rule out Villarreal as well. They won the Champions League. I think Unai
uh,
Emery is
Europa League.
for Europa League. So I think Unai Emery would probably want them to finish third and qualify for the Europa League so that he can win it one more time.
Of course, but he would also want to take the new challenge. So round of 16 would also be a huge W for VRL, I would say.
Mm.
And if they go beyond that, it would mean that they have punched above their weight, which would eventually be good for Spanish football, and might attract a few young kids,
Mm.
and VRL might be able to make a new fans too. So good for league, good for
So I would just like to talk
them
about
too.
Group G. It's a group of death. It's a group of death of its sort. It's not the one that you would like to see. I like to call a group of death, but it's a group of death. Any team can qualify from that group. But my strong favorites are Lille and Sevilla. Wolfsburg are my second favorite, third favorites to qualify to finish, which finish second or first or second. Salzburg might do something. Might do some what you can say. What is called
Spoil party.
spoil party as well. So yeah, my favorites are Lille and Sevilla, but look out for Wolfsburg as well.
I'd like to say a thing, the third best team from any group would play the role of party spoilers, of course. If अगर मैं नहीं जा रहा तो तू भी नहीं जा रहा kind of thing.
Yes.
So of course, we have Ajax or Sporting CP doing that in Group C. Maybe Porto or Milan in Group B, Leipzig in Group A, and either of Salzburg or Wolfsburg in Group G, of course, and Atlanta or VRL in Group F as well. So a lot of uh, party spoilers in the groups, and that is what makes the draw exciting and the Champions League exciting for the season 2021 and 2022.
So we will just finish off because I want to sleep and I have job to do tomorrow. So
Hmm.
group at Chelsea, Juventus, Zenit, clear favorite Chelsea and Juventus. You also feel the same way?
Uh, yeah, the Group H is not that complicated, I
Mm,
guess. Has to be Chelsea, Juventus, and I'll give it to Zenit simply because they have a bigger name,
mm.
so might give them that thing. So yeah, those are my top two from Group H, Chelsea and Juventus,
So we would
in no
like.
particular order.
Okay. So I think so. I should probably go. Uh, it has been an hour-long stream. People might bore, and I'm also feeling sleepy a lot. You will also probably feel sleepy. I would just like to say Jorginho has won the UEFA Men's Player of the Year for the European continent. Jorginho is
Hmm.
the best player of Europe, and with that, I would like Amar to say goodbye.
So yeah, guys, thank you for joining. This was our first ever live. I hope you enjoyed. Of course, we have a lot of room to improve, which we will, of course, and we'll keep on bringing these live streams. We'll talk about various
Mm,
topics. Today we talked about India-England Test match, and we talked about this group. We discussed each and every group in detail, made our predictions.
mm.
So make sure you watch Sports Bar and make sure you watch the Champions League as well. So we'll see you in the next video. Peace
Peace
out.
out.